My new challenge is to try to stay within the 15-minute mark on video length. On this one, I went a couple of minutes over when my friend sent me this. I had to include it in this video.
Okay. You're saying they're brainwashing. Okay, you're saying these people that are experts in brainwashing is using the Department of Education to brainwash our children.
Yes.
What are they after? Why are they doing it?
Well, if you want to move a country from a free individualistic economy,
Which we have.
yes, or had,
okay.
to a planned economy, you have to do it through the schools. You have to dumb down and brainwash, change the attitudes and values. You have to completely, social engineering has to go on constantly, and many teachers know what I'm talking about. And people are going to say, well, when did this start? And who on earth ever did this? Why would a plan like that be allowed to be carried out?
That's right.
Well, then you have to go back to 1934, which I will do, and we have to go to the three-pronged fork, okay? So I do think that the watershed year, although you can go back to the early part of the century when the Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegie Corporation were deeply involved in education, and that it was decided then that Carnegie would deal with the international part and Rockefeller domestic. They commissioned the American Historical Association to put together a study of the social studies, and they came up with lots of volumes, but I have one little volume, Conclusions and Recommendations for the Social Studies. And basically that little one is an original book. I wish I'd brought it with me. Too bad. But I don't even dare let it out of the house. It's so important. It called for changing the United States through the schools from a free individualistic economy to a socialist, collectivized, planned economy in the New World Order.
It says that in the book?
Yes.
And that book was written when?
In 1934.
By who?
It was the Carnegie Corporation paid for it. The American Historical Association put it together. And
can people get that book in the library?
No.
No.
No, they can't.
Believe it or not, I wish I was making this up. Instead of teaching our kids math, writing, and science, guess what the hell they're teaching in our classrooms? Politics. And politics have no shape or form to belong in a children's classroom.
My name is Kaylin. My name is Rafa. Hi, my name is Ulysses, and we're presenting The Story of Others. The stories of others, intertwining like brothers, trying to change and free from struggles,
while at the same time hoping for help under the covers, unrecognized by others.
We are all humans, no matter the race. No disgrace, we all deserve a place, and we shouldn't have to pick up our pace because a police officer is in our face or a crazy white lady sprays us with mace.
We all are not thugs, and we all deserve hugs, and some of us won't even crush bugs.
We're getting deported by ICE, and I can't understand why everyone can't suffice. We have might, so we must fight. Just for our rights, look at the future and set our sights. Fuck ICE. Cooked, our system is cooked. Booked, our president should read a book.
Shook, every time we see an officer, we shouldn't be shook.
Look, we shouldn't be judged on the way we look. Light shines through the darkest times, no matter the bull. They will not fold if we all uphold. The stories of others, intertwining like brothers, trying to change and free from struggles. We can shine as we work together, and who knows, maybe like the phoenix, we will continue to rise.
Breakthrough Media.
Yeah. You don't live in the world you think you do.
Time to redefine the narrative.
Defund the politicians. God over everything.
Hey Siri, what's the definition of post-truth?
Post-truth means relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief.
Why would you say you support ICE?
Yeah, because they would get rid of these and murderers that killed American women.
So are all of the immigrants that come into America racist?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so
let's get rid of these ones? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you support ICE removing them?
No. I support the condemnation, as you said, of, you know, there are black, there are
white immigrant.
Okay, but again, there are race of different colors.
Why does the color matter when it comes to...
You just made it about, you just made it
about
you did. Color. No, you did. You said ICE.
You brought up white.
Okay, because you said that immigrants, right? So white people...
I didn't say immigrants. I said these immigrants.
Those immigrants about white people.
What about them?
Are there no condemnations for them?
Absolutely. We're condemning as a whole, but if these people wouldn't have been able to enter under Biden's open border policies, these women would still be alive today.
Right. So what about the people who are coming to America for a better life because they were experienced similar situations where they came from?
Yeah, they can come here for a better life. I'm all for legal immigration.
Legal immigration.
Most college-educated demographic, by the way. She was trying so hard to be smart. Well, at least she supports condemnations of the killers.
What are we out here protesting today?
We're protesting ICE.
Why?
Because ICE is deporting citizens, and that's not good.
Can you name one U.S. citizen that was deported by ICE?
Not off the top of my head.
All right, so she can't name one. Is there anything else ICE is doing wrong?
They're killing innocent people.
Like who?
Renee Good.
Renee Good? Wasn't she actually resisting arrest?
No.
She wasn't following lawful orders? So when the officer said, get the f*** out of your car, did she listen?
No, she's
Okay, so she didn't listen to federal lawful orders by a federal agent violating Code 1014 of United States Code, Code 18, Section USC 18. That's about 2 years in prison. So she already violated it, right? I mean, he said it. It was on the video.
But she still died.
Yeah, because she backed up. She put her car in reverse. She had two options. Let it get stuck in the snow behind her or put it in park. But she actually did not do either of those, put it in drive and floored it.
Okay.
Trying to kill the ICE officer in front of the vehicle.
She's just trying to protect herself.
So driving into a federal officer trying to protect herself?
She didn't run into him.
He suffered internal bleeding.
All right, can you wrap this up, bro?
All right, guys. So liberal can't answer my question.
If there's one thing that liberals hate the most, that is logic and facts. Bro, at this point, they're just protesting just to miss school. This is the face you make when you're absolutely defeated.
This isn't a good look for you.
You think I care about my look?
No, no, trust me.
When you guys
It is evident by how you look, you don't care. We get that, trust me. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this, trying to be a social warrior. If you actually cared, you probably would care about the child who the person got murdered by the person that we were looking for. But see, you don't care.
No, I don't care because you guys try.
Thank you.
Just try to detain legal immigrants.
You just gotta love how she admits she doesn't care about the victims of the illegals, just showing her true colors. And the fact that she posted this herself is freaking wild. You guys want to know what is the greatest threat to America? It's not a zombie virus. It's not a meteor crashing into Earth. Guys, it's this. Take a look.
Biggest threat to American society right now is not Somalian pirates. It's not Hezbollah. It's not Hamas. And it's not China. And it's not even all of the terrorists and the drug dealers in Venezuela or the crazy people in Africa. Those people are not the real threat to America. The real threat to America is upper middle class, privileged, primarily white women that would import all of those other groups into America to make themselves feel good.
You're protesting ICE today, but you voted for it in 2008.
Bush administration has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need.
You ever ask yourself, why is it that the party that is so upset about mass deportation today is the same party that ran on mass deportation back in 2008? No one protested when Obama put kids in cages back in 2010. No one protested when Obama separated families back in 2010. You had no problem supporting mass deportations back when you liked the president that was doing it. Plain and simple. Get off of your high horse. Stop with this I need to save the world mentality. And accept the fact that the only reason you're protesting, the only reason you're arguing against this is because you simply want to hate
what
Donald.
the hell happened? But this just goes to show you that they only use logic until it doesn't suit their wants. So the reason why I'm making this video, let's just say I have a friend, me and her, we have a lot of great chemistry, but we have very different political beliefs. And this topic of discussion came up. And of course, I'm not going to back down just because she's hot and has a vagina. I'm going to speak the truth. So I'm making this video so I can just show her the facts. Take a look.
All right, I gotta admit, when I don't get it all the way right, the left has a point here, and this data I'm gonna share is actually pretty compelling. I made a couple of videos that exposed the narrative around ICE and compared the Obama administration against the current administration. There were a few people in the comments, though, that let me know, despite that data, the Obama administration actually did things differently, and they were not arresting people erroneously, they were not harassing US citizens, so it made me dig deeper into the data, and it turns out they have a fair point. Here's a quality report for ICE starting with the final 2 years of the Obama administration where we had this data available. Only a 0.0225% error rate. That's 54 US citizens mistakenly detained out of nearly 240,000 arrests. One mistake out of every 4,000 plus arrests. Only one death out of every 14,000 detainees. Only 4 US citizens who were mistakenly deported during that same time period. I have to give the progressive president props. Like, this is a very clean report. I was the one talking about how messy and how difficult it actually is to enforce the law. This is a very clean report overall. Let's compare it, though, against the Trump administration in the full year of 2025, where they've received so much scrutiny. A 0.0067 error rate, meaning that Obama's error rate was 3 times higher, and a cleaner report across the board. If it wasn't already clear, we are in a propaganda war. And it does not mean, hear me, it does not mean that ICE can do no wrong, or that we shouldn't try to improve our strategy, our tactics, and continue to minimize mistakes as much as we can. But when people are intentionally manufacturing chaos and trying to manipulate our emotions to support their agenda, and when that agenda is an open borders agenda that is unequivocally destructive, harmful, and unloving towards millions of people, we should absolutely question the narrative.
We all know this, and many people on the left know this too. But they just simply hate Trump. And there's no amount of facts, even though it's presented right in front of your very own face, there's no amount of facts or logic that will simply change their minds. Let's just hopefully they don't burn down the country because of it, because Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing.
So this is Trump's ICE facility that they take the kids to. Honestly, this is pretty hard to watch, so I'm just going to give you guys a warning. This is so cruel. I can't believe this. Feeding them Republican propaganda? How dare they? Wow, forcing them to play basketball? That's probably racist somehow. Honestly, this is just pure cruelty. I can't believe how bad they're being to these people. I'm sorry you guys had to see that, but on a much lighter note, let's take a look at some of Obama's, paradises that he had for his illegal immigrants. As you can see here, just very, very considerate. The holes he put in those cages so that people could breathe fresh air and fresh oxygen. Honestly, super considerate. There's Obama there, letting them be able to see a famous person, someone of notoriety so they can look up to. I mean, the humility is crazy of this guy. Yeah, so I think we learned a lot here.
And Obama put children in cages, so why the 2 rats ass in a ranch Dorito bag that they didn't care for it back then? Why all of a sudden are they caring about it now?
Not even spelled right. It actually says fascism. Your sign says fight fascism. What is fascism?
Fascism is the breakdown of a society. There's no society when fascism is present.
Can you give me a definition?
I don't really know if I have to give you a definition because I know I feel violated against my government.
Okay, but what is fascism? When we want to fight something, it's easy. It's good to define them, right? We could phone a friend. What is fascism? You could help her.
I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I'm fighting for how I feel.
Right.
For others.
Of course. What specifically do you feel?
Can you not hear it in my voice?
Are you gonna cry? Because I asked you to define a term on your sign? And I'm not trying to make you cry, and I don't think you should. I don't think you should cry. I'm just asking you to define what fascism is, because I see a lot of people getting labeled this, and whole administration is being labeled that ICE agents are labeled as fascists. And it's getting them hurt. And so I think if we're going to talk about fighting fascism, which people do by assaulting ICE agents, by going after Trump, trying to shoot him dead on stage, he's labeled a fascist, and then someone tries to take his life on stage. Charlie Kirk was labeled a fascist, and he got murdered in front of everyone. So I think it's important when we are holding signs in public that say to fight fascism, it's important to define it.
Remember they called Donald Trump a fascist? They called Hitler a fascist? So Hitler was not a fascist. Hitler was a socialist. It's in the name. Nazi stands for National Socialist. They called him a fascist because they want to paint him as right-wing, and they've decided that fascist is right-wing, but it's not. Fascism is a left-wing ideology. So socialism is communism without the bloody revolution. But the end goal of socialism is always communism. Fascism is not the government owns the property. You still own the property, but the government controls everything that you can do with the property.
Which is effectively the government owning the property.
And we put the Nazis on trial. And the commies sat in judgment over the Nazis. They came out smelling like roses, even though they murdered a lot more people than the Nazis ever did.
To change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students. Demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It is the
Breakthrough Media. Breakthrough Media.